Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Yesterday we were doing the 21st shloka, which is Nirashir yata chittatma yatta sarva parigraha shariram kevalam karma kurvan napnoti kilvisha. The person who is free of expectations, whose body, mind, senses have been mastered, who has given up all possessions, doing only action that sustains the body, does not incur sin. So, how does one become free from expectation? Let me read this one more time. So, while describing a wise person, a jnani, Krishna presents different kinds of people in terms of karma. We saw the jnani who engages in numerous activities, knowing he or she is not doing anything. Karmani abhipravrittopi naiva kinchit karoti saha. In this verse, while still describing the jnani, Krishna introduces a different type of person who knows that Atma is a karta. As in the previous verse, here also the first line describes the jnana and the second line describes the lifestyle of the person. In this verse, the one who knows the self is said to be Nirashihi, one who is free from expectations, Ashis. Ashis also means hope, but here the negative prefix ni in the Nirashi does not mean that the person is hopeless. It means he or she is free from hope, free from expectations. Thus, Jnani is one from whom all expectations have dropped away. And how does this happen? The hopeless person has expectations that are hopeless for him or her, in that there is no way of fulfilling them. Because the person has given up all hope of fulfilling his or her expectations, he or she is desperate. This means that the person has not grown out of them. Such a person is frustrated and is different from the jnani, one from whom all expectations have dropped away because of discovering the self to be free from everything. So the jnani's hopelessness is not out of desperation. It is out of knowledge and understanding, and therefore he is free from expectations. Whereas an ajnani's hopelessness is because of ignorance, he becomes desperate because his expectations are they're born out of ignorance, and there is no way of fulfilling them. Therefore, he becomes hopeless. How does one become free from expectation? A person who lives maturely before gaining knowledge is almost free. Because of yoga, the person is not under the spell of likes and dislikes and is therefore already relatively free. Once such a person discovers the self, he or she is totally free and does not have to fulfill desires in order to be full and happy. Thus, the person is described as nirashihi, free from expectation. This freedom is in part due to prior accomplishment in terms of mastery over the body-mind-sense complex. Thus, the jnani is also described in this verse as yata chittatma, one who has mastery over the physical body, mind, and senses. Chitta stands for the entire mind, memory, knowledge, and all forms of thinking. Atma in this particular compound, yata chittatma, refers to the physical body, which, along with the mind, is mastered. Mastery here means that the body, mind, and senses are with the person. They are in their proper places. They are as they are. And the one in whose hands the body, mind, and senses are, the one by whom they are mastered, is called Yata Chittatma. Before knowledge, the person had this qualification relatively, and now, with the knowledge, he or she has it absolutely. Krishna also says here that this particular jnani is Tyakta Sarva Parigraha, one who has given up all his or her possessions, meaning that the person being described is a typical sannyasi. Either the person has already taken to the lifestyle of a sannyasi before gaining knowledge, or was a grahastha who, having gained the knowledge, decided to give up everything. Having a variety of possessions can be a problem. For example, a person may have a large house and find that it takes too much time and money to maintain it. Takes up too much time and money to maintain it properly. He or she may therefore consider selling the house. Investing the money and moving into a comfortable apartment. But then there is the problem of what to do with all the furniture and other things collected over a period of time. All of them will definitely not fit in an apartment. Look at this. First, you buy a house and then embellish it with a lot of things. Now, because you have a lot of things, you want a house. This is all confusion. Why don't you sell things when you sell the house? No, no, you may say. These are all valuable pieces. This means that you are attached to the pieces, and to hang on to them, you require a house. This is a very typical problem. The wise person discussed in this verse does not have the problem of attachment to possessions. He or she has given up all possessions. The Tyakta Sarva Parigraha has nothing, no house, no furniture, no job. This person is a sannyasi, one who can walk out at any time from any place, a holy hobo, not an ordinary person at all. He or she has nothing else to do except to sustain the body. Shariram kevalam karma. Such a person eats, bathes, and does whatever else is necessary to maintain a reasonable degree of health in the body. Identification with the body. The orientation of a jnani towards the body is important to note here. Whatever the person has to do to maintain a fairly healthy condition, he or she does. This is quite a different orientation from that which overemphasizes the body and uses yoga to give body a certain form or an amount of energy. This is focusing only on the body and its health and can become an obsession. It must be kept in mind that even a healthy body dies one day. Also, an apparently unhealthy body has been known to drag on until it is 92. Either way, healthy or unhealthy, the body will suddenly pop off. This is something we see happening in the world all the time. Therefore, maintaining one's health should not become a hang up or the main focus of attention. In terms of maintaining the body alone, health is something to be kept in view, nothing more. If one's attention is on the body and what it eats or does not eat, for example, it will not be on Atma. Overemphasizing on such things is just a waste of time. For the wise person, there is no identification with the body. Such an orientation is not there, as Shankara makes it very clear in his commentary. The jnani does not want the body to be like this or like that. He or she maintains a certain sense of proportion with reference to diet, exercise, and lifestyle. If the body pops off sooner or later, what does it matter? If you have not gained the knowledge in 40 years and the body goes, you can come back, perhaps with a better one. You either have the knowledge or you do not. To think that you have something to complete before the body goes is silly. There is no question of completion here. You are already complete and need only understand this fact. If the body goes before this understanding takes place, then you simply pick up the thread and continue. Therefore, why should you care unnecessarily about this particular body? This should be the attitude. And what happens to the jnani when, being free of expectation and having relinquished all possessions, he or she performs only those actions that maintain the physical body? The person gains no punya and papa. In other words, he or she does not gain any karma phala. Good actions also bind a person. From the standpoint of moksha, punya is also a cause of bondage, samsara. Whether a shackle is made of iron or gold, it is still a shackle. A prince who has committed a felony may be bound with a golden shackle and an ordinary person with an iron shackle. While the material the shackle is made of can be different, there is no difference whatsoever in terms of being bound. Neither can remove their hands from the shackle that binds them. If the penalty for the felony is death, both will be executed. Here again, the prince may be executed with a golden sword and the ordinary person with a steel sword. But what satisfaction is this to the prince? He will be as dead as the ordinary person. Similarly, with reference to karma, punya is the golden shackle. But as long as the punya is helpful in gaining what I want punya. If I want punya to take me to this knowledge, to give me the circumstances that are conducive for my gaining this knowledge, then until I gain this knowledge, punya will be helpful to me. Afterwards, I no longer want punya. Therefore, from the ultimate standpoint, punya and papa are considered bondage. Once the knowledge has been gained, the person no longer gains either punya or papa because there is no doership. All that can be achieved by karma has been achieved by the person. Knowing that he or she is not the doer is what makes the wise person a Krishna karma krit, one who has done everything that is to be done. All that karma can achieve is karma phala, nothing else. And this karma phala is for one's own sake only, not for the sake of karma or for the sake of result. Nor is karma phala for the sake of desire. It is for the one who has the desire for the karma phala. And if all the karma phalas are for my sake, should they not add something to me? This conclusion is valid only if such addition is possible, and it is only possible if I am inadequate. If Atma is inadequate, then I definitely require some addition so that I can feel better, and so on. So let me know if you want me to read any part of this. So karma, good actions also bind a person. So the example given were a golden shackle and an iron shackle. Both of them bind the person, whether it's punya or papa.
But Didi, good karma only when we get attached to it or glorify ourselves for that. Otherwise, no, no. If we are contented, then no. Good karma.
I think as long as we have the doership, these shackles will be there.
Yeah.
Till the karta bhav is there.
Yeah, the
Yeah, it
attachment
attached to
that
the
is
result.
hmm, when we are attached to the results. Yeah. But is gifting and all these things, gifting culture, this also creates karma, although without any expectation if it is done.
As long as you have doership, you will be caught up in this. But without doership, if you're doing no karma, right?
Thanks.
A person who is a jnani does not need anything, right? He's already full and complete. So he does not need anything. But as long as not a jnani, yes, of course, you need to do punya karma, which is why you continue to do your yajna, dana, tapah karma. Because till you attain that absolute shuddhi, you will have to continue to be a karma yogi or a sannyasi, whichever, based on the lifestyle that you have chosen. But once you have attained knowledge, then punya papa makes no sense, right? You're not doing things for, you're just doing karma. See, that is the difference between a jnani doing his actions and an ajnani doing actions. A jnani does actions with as a nirashi. And yata chittatma, he has a complete control over his body, mind, senses. Not only that, he is tyakta sarva parigraha. He has given up all possessions. And he does actions only to maintain the body in a reasonable condition. He is not obsessed with the body. Like there are people who are hypochondriac, all the time thinking about what should I eat, what I should not eat. It's all very indulged in the all the time. Yeah. But once this knowledge has been gained, the person no longer gains either punya or papa because there is no doership. We saw there is no agami karma for a jnani. What the only karma that he has to exhaust is the prarabdha karma. Until as long as the prarabdha karma is there for this jivan, if he's a sannyasi, he goes and or like a king, like King Janaka, he will continue to do what he has to do. Nothing else. So if you remember the previous paragraphs we learned, the difference between karma and jnana. Karma is binding. Karma is samsara. So all that karma can achieve is not moksha. It is only karma phala. And this karma phala is for one's own sake only, not for the sake of karma or for the sake of result. Nor is karma phala. This paragraph is talking about the actions of a karma phala. But so nothing else. And this karma phala is for one's own sake only, not for the sake of karma or for the sake of result. Nor is karma phala for the sake of desire. It is for the one who has the desire for the karma phala. To me, this conclusion is valid only if such addition is possible, and it is only possible if I am inadequate. Then I definitely require some addition so that I can feel better, and so on. So as long as one feels inadequate, then karma phala makes sense. doing punya papa actions or avoiding doing papa and doing punya actions makes sense. But only as long as you are still ignorant. But once you are out of ignorance, then it does not make any sense. So karma phala is only for the ajnani and not for the jnani. Because the jnani is already feeling complete and full and adequate. He is full and adequate. Nothing is to be done to enhance one's happiness. On the other hand, if the self is already full, Purna Atma, and everything is Atma alone, then there is nothing other than Atma. Where then is the question of my doing anything that is going to enhance my security and happiness? The person who knows Atma to be this fullness becomes Sarva Karma Krit or Kritsna Karma Krit in one stroke, as we have seen. Such a person does nothing even though he or she performs action. Karmani abhipravrittopi naiva kinchit karoti saha. So if you see, he's only doing karma. It's like that movie actor who is just acting, who's only playing his role. That's it. He is not attached to, he does not have any link to the, is there any karma phala of the person who is acting in a movie and is killing the person? They're only playing their roles. So, karmani abhipravritto, even though he seemingly is doing action, he's acting, he's doing his daily chores, daily activities. Naiva kinchit karoti saha. It is as though he's not doing anything. And because he's not doing anything, he does not accrue also karma phala. But in the vyavahara, there is no action can go without karma phala. So that agami karma that the jnani accumulates doesn't go into his account. His account is closed once and for all. Another possible meaning. Shankara raises a doubt here regarding the possibility of an alternate meaning for the expression Shariram only
Voice is breaking, Brahmaraji.
discussed here, the Tyakta Sarva Parigraha, one who has given up all possessions. Anything that is done with the body, any physical action, is called Shariram Karma. If we take this to be the meaning here, then the expression Shariram Kevalam Karma will mean only the karma that is done physically. Because Kala means only. Thus, the only karma that will not attract punya or papa will be that which is done with the physical body. If this is indeed the meaning, then whatever is done by word or by mind will attract these results. Since the Shastra talks about physical, verbal, and mental karmas, this interpretation cannot work. And on these grounds, Shankara dismisses it. See, he brings it up because this might be another perspective, another way of looking at this Shariram Kevalam Karma. So, does that mean only that karma that is done with the physical body does not get results? And that, but you have two other modes of action, verbal and mental. That is also karma. So, does that mean only verbal and mental will attract results and the Sharirik karma doesn't attract results for the jnani? It cannot be. And therefore, Shankara dismisses it. To understand this verse correctly, one must understand the spirit of sannyasa and how a sannyasi lives his or her life. A person who lives according to this lifestyle does only that which is necessary to maintain the physical body without any identification with it. The sannyasi does not grow his or her own food or work to earn money to buy it. Instead, she lives on alms, bhiksha, which is not the same as begging. To live on bhiksha means that the person eats whatever comes along without any planning or scheming about how to acquire the food. Whatever chance brings is food, enough for the sannyasi, an attitude described further by Krishna in the next verse. So I'll read this last para again. So to understand this verse correctly, what is this verse? Nirashir yata chittatma tyakta sarva parigraha shariram kevalam karma kurvan napnoti kilvisham. So he is devoid of expectations. Nirashihi yata chittatma has his body, mind, senses under he's mastered his body, mind, senses, and has renounced all his possessions. He is not attached to any of his there is no house, job, money, possessions that he's linked to or attached to. And he just does enough to just maintain his physical body. And how does he do that? To understand this verse correctly, one must understand the spirit of sannyasa and how a sannyasi lives his or her life. So in order to get there, you should have had a mature mind. So you would have had to live a life of a karma yogi. So you get relative shuddhi by that. But to be completely, to get absolute shuddhi, you need jnana. And so in order to get there, you can either live a lifestyle of a sannyasi or a karma yogi, like a grahastha. Now, a sannyasi is anyway, even before gaining knowledge, if he is taken to the lifestyle of sannyasa, he has already renounced his worldly possessions. But upon gaining knowledge, a grahastha, he renounces also from how? Through jnana. Jnanena karma sannyasa. So therefore, one must understand the spirit of sannyasa and how a sannyasi lives his or her life. A person who lives according to this lifestyle does only that which is necessary to maintain the physical body without any identification with it. The sannyasi does not grow his or her own food or work to earn money to buy it. Instead, he or she lives on alms bhiksha, which is not the same as begging. To live on bhiksha means that the person eats whatever comes along without any planning or scheming about how to acquire the food. So he's devoid of that yoga and kshema. Yoga is how to acquire it, and kshema is how to protect it. And these two are taken care of. He is not concerned about it. He lives every day. So see, living a lifestyle of a karma yogi itself is challenging. And living a lifestyle of a sannyasi, therefore you cannot just take to sannyasa. You should be enough prepared, eligible to take on sannyasa. For karma yogi, there is no eligibility. Anyone can become a karma yogi, but to maintain being a karma yogi, the attitude of a karma yogi is challenging. So whatever chance brings is food enough for the sannyasi, an attitude described further by Krishna in the next verse. Yes, Faith, if someone wants to share.
No, karma phala tyaga only he has to give up his self, no? Karma phala tyaga for it. Karma yogi. There's nothing much for him other than that. As long as, yeah.
No, please go ahead.
Yeah, that's what he doesn't have to, doesn't have to struggle, nothing. Don't give up all your karma phala tyaga. Don't expect. The sannyasi is very tough, you know.
But even living the life of a karma yogi, karma yoga, is not as easy as we think it is. So many ways that ego will crop up. Ultimately, it is that ahankara that is the one that directs everything, right? And that ahankara says, I like this, I don't like this. That ahankara is a 1,000-headed serpent. One you take care, another comes up. Just like that 10 heads of 10 heads of Ravana. Unfortunately, if you can hear the sound, I don't know whether you're able to hear the sound up there.
Yeah, huge ones.
What is the sound, Raji?
It's a drone attack or a missile. It was huge. So
Still unrest is going on, is it? I thought everything is over.
no, it started again.
Oh my goodness, this is endless.
And I can see here in the sky interceptions happening.
You are in the same place where Brahmaraji is.
Yes.
Oh my God. Let us pray. We will pray, everyone, for the safety of you.
Can you hear? I mean, it's just dissipating. Is it me that I can't hear anything, or
Even I am not able to hear
You are
anything.
on mute, Brahmaraji.
Sorry. I think I got muted, huh? Sorry, I think I got
From
muted.
long
and
back.
it's-
Hmm.
Was it long back?
Yes.
Oh,
5-7 minutes.
oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, so did you all hear um the shloka Yadricha Labha Santushtaha, or no?
No,
Oh.
no.
No, we didn't hear actually.
You didn't hear. Oh,
Yeah, blank for a while.
what about the Brahmastra and all? No.
No. After the sound, that huge sound, we didn't hear
Oh,
it.
is it? Oh, okay. Then let me just repeat that. So you didn't listen to this. You saw this at least, or no? Hmm. Okay.
Shloka we did see, yeah.
Okay. यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः द्वन्द्वातीतो विमत्सरः समसिद्धावसिद्धौ च कृत्वापि न निबध्यते. Yadricha one who is happy with whatever comes by chance. Dvandvatitaha, one who is unaffected by the opposites. Vimatsaraha, one who is free from jealousy. Siddhau, with reference to success. Asiddhau cha, with reference to failure. Samaha, one who is even-minded. Kritva api, even though performing action. Na nibadhyate, is not bound. So yadricha labha santushtaha dvandvatitaha vimatsaraha siddhau asiddhau cha samaha kritva api nani badhyate. The one who is happy with whatever comes by chance, who is unaffected by the opposites, free from jealousy, and even-minded with reference to success and failure, is not bound even though performing action. La compound yadricha labha santushta refers to something that you gain yadrichaya, by chance, without any planning or scheming. In other words, whatever chance brings is yadricha labha. A wise person is called a yadricha labha santushta in this verse because he or she is totally happy with whatever comes by chance, even in terms of basic necessities. This same person is also called dvandvatita, one who is above all the opposites, who is not caught on either side of these opposites or in between. People tend to swing from one extreme to the other and can therefore get caught at either end or in between. And what are these opposites, dvandvas? Hot and cold, shita and ushna, are one set of opposites, either of which can make a person unhappy. In the winter, the person complains of cold, and in the summer, he or she finds it too hot. And the 2 months in between, 1 month of spring and 1 month of autumn, are spent saying, oh, the summer is coming soon, and it will be so hot. And then, oh, the winter is coming soon, and it will be so cold. In this way, the entire year is spent complaining about either the heat or the cold, and every year is the same. Let's just pause here. 1 minute, I'll be back. So thus, for those who get caught in the extremes or in between, everything is a matter for complaint. This is in fact the lot of all samsaris. When there is some sukha, something comfortable, the person is up. And when there is anything uncomfortable, dukkha, the person is down. The dvandvatita is one who is sama, who has an inner composure with respect to all the opposites. Such composure is natural in one who can see akarma in karma, because the person who knows Atma is not a doer. And because this composure, Ananda, is the person's nature, it never goes away. Success and failure, victory and defeat, and so on, are all varieties of opposites upon which the Dvandvatita does not depend for his or her security and happiness. Whereas other people are always caught by these opposites. Because one makes you happy, the other, its opposite, makes you unhappy. The wise person, however, is above these opposites, meaning that he or she can be objective towards them and do whatever is to be done without coming under their spell. This person is therefore called Dvandvatita. The middle way is a means. To be above the opposites is different from the middle path, which is only a sadhana, a means. A person who lives according to the middle path, sometimes called the middle way or the golden way, is between the opposites and not at either extreme. Extremes are always a problem because they become fads. To avoid faddism, which is not a very happy situation, some people do not veer to either side, but remain in the middle in everything. As a sadhana, a means, the middle path is considered to be the golden path. Then afterwards, you find that you are above the opposites, meaning that they are in your hands in the sense that they do not upset you at all. A person who is above the opposites no longer needs to take care about being in the middle. He or she is a dvandvatita, one who is naturally above the opposites. Krishna further explains Advandvatita in the verse as Siddhau Asiddhaucha Samaha, as one whose attitude towards success Siddhi and failure Asiddhi is the same. Because the person is Dvandvatita, he or she is not affected by any of the opposites, including success and failure. We must remember that the person being discussed in this verse is a sannyasi, for whom success may mean nothing more than receiving some food or being able to go to a quiet place. To be unsuccessful then simply means that the person did not receive any food or is not able to go to a quiet place. Thus, there are certain successes and failures even for a sannyasi, but in either case, the person is always the same. The described here as the much content with whatever comes by chance and who is free from the opposites, is also free from jealousy, seems to be somewhat out of place. Why then would Krishna have said this? Matsara means jealousy, and it is one of the sixfold problems. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Matsara. The sixfold problems are Kama, desire, Krodha, anger, Lobha, greed, Moha, delusion or false values, Mada, vanity, and finally jealousy, Matsara. Here Krishna takes jealousy to represent all six. See, look at the interpretation, no? That is why we require a guru. By ourselves, would we be able to do all this mimamsa, this analysis? So, thus Matsara jealousy is an upalakshana for all of them. Upalakshana means using one member of a group to represent all the members of a group. Therefore, here, the person who is described as Vimatsara is free of all these sixfold problems. If this practice of taking one to cover all items in the group is not understood, The mention of Vimatsara, one who is free from jealousy here, will disturb the even flow of thought. Let's just mull over this. We have seen the meaning of Matsara before. When someone is happy or seems to be happy, you become sad. You may think the person is happy because he or she has what you want, but the person may not be happy at all. Perhaps this person bought the house you wanted to buy, married the person you wanted to marry, or got the promotion you were after. If another person has anything that you value, it can create jealousy, Matsara, in you. Seeing someone's achievement, someone's success, you can be afflicted with a particular type of thinking, Matsara, an emotion that makes you sad. We have about 3 minutes left. I will just read this sixfold afflictions. Krishna singles out jealousy here because it is the worst affliction among the six cited above. All six, in fact, are common to everyone. Because the person feels incomplete, he or she has likes and dislikes called karma that have to be fulfilled in order to be happy and secure. And wherever there is karma, krodha, anger is possible. When someone or something stands between you and what you want, this obstruction turns your karma back to yourself. This reflected beam of desire is krodha, anger. Karma itself turns into krodha. When your desire, your expectation is not fulfilled, there is anguish which turns into anger, and the obstruction becomes the target of your anger, even if the obstruction is yourself. Or, not knowing who is responsible, you take your anger out on anyone or anything, even God. Then there is greed, lobha. Lobha is a problem for those who are so insecure that even if they have more than enough money, they cannot spend it on themselves or on others, and they think that they have to accumulate more. Like Kama and Krodha, Lobha is to be expected in one who is insecure, who is immature. Having false values is also a problem called Moha. A person has false values because the society in which he or she grows up has false values. To think that the color of one's hair determines how much fun you will have, exemplified by the well known expression, blondes have more fun, is a false value. In the same way, a man may think he has made it only when he has a big boat, an apartment in Manhattan, and a cabin at Lake Tahoe. Since the society itself has these false values, moha is also to be expected. Every society has false values, and these false values are taught. They grow upon you. When, for instance, the society thinks that to be single means to be lonely, this particular thinking seeps into everyone's psyche. In fact, being single has nothing whatsoever to do with being lonely. A person is lonely when he or she is not understood by another person. Thus, if you want to be understood, you will be lonely. You can be lonely in the midst of million people. You can live in a house with 20 people and still be lonely, especially if you sit in a corner thinking that no one likes or understands you. We'll stop here. I know I did a continuous reading. We'll go back and review this verse again tomorrow. Anyone wants to share anything? No, we've gone beyond time today. So every verse is such a gem. Yadricha labha santushtah द्वन्द्वातीतः विमत्सरः समसिद्धावसिद्धौ च कृत्वापि न निबध्यते. Another beautiful description of a wise person.
Jai Gurudev. Again, Bhagwan is emphasizing on that Sthita Prajna Lakshana, right?
Yeah,
Jaya Jayo, there also.
correct. We'll continue tomorrow. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Gurudev.
एकमेवाद्वितीयं ये ब्रह्म निर्गुणं निश्चलं निर्विकारम् एकमेवाद्वितीयं ये ब्रह्म अत्र वेदान्तमेव प्रमाणम् बोधक सद्गुरु तत्त्वनिष्ठः ईश्वरानुगृहीतेन वेद्यम् एकमेवाद्वितीयं ये ब्रह्मा ज्ञानगम्यं तुरीयं हृदिस्थम् आत्मरूपं हि तत् येन ज्ञातम् सोऽद्वनः पारमाप्नोति सत्यम् एकमेवाद्वितीयं ये ब्रह्मा ब्रह्मज्ञस्य तु ब्रह्मैव सर्वम् नास्ति मोहो भयं नैव दुःखम् तस्य स्वानन्दमग्नं हि चित्तम् एकमेवाद्वितीयं ये ब्रह्म निर्गुणं निश्चलं निर्विकारम् एकमेवाद्वितीयं ये ब्रह्म एकमेवाद्वितीयं ये ब्रह्म ब्रह्मैव सत्यम्